Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves why this practice is necessary, why meditation is important for our day-to-day life, and what are the benefits that you can gain out of this practice. So when it comes to our life, this life always depending from thoughts. And the thoughts build on your past experience. And even when you take a new decision and you depend on your thoughts. So if you want to change your life, maybe you take that change using your thoughts. So then in the surface level, on the surface level that you see the change, but in the deeper level, there is no change. So this surface level of change will keep happening. And for the moment, it brings us kind of like a satisfaction, brings us a kind of like a joy, brings kind of like a thrill. But later, you feel disappointment, tiredness, unhappiness, sadness, worry. And then again, you find a change to escape from that unhappiness or the sadness or the worry. Why this keep happening again and again and again and again? It's not because of the outside situations. It's because of our own thinking pattern. But we think it because of the people or the environment or the situation. No, it is us. So maybe there is a person you hate and you think that person or the thing destroyed your life. So there is opportunity come for you to pack that person and send it to Mars, because you will never find that person anymore and there's no way to get back. Even you do that, in the very next day, again, you're going to feel the same kind of disappointment, unhappiness, sadness, worry, maybe related with another person or another thing. Then just imagine that you have opportunity to send that everybody. When you feel sad or the worry, you pack that person and send it to Mars. The whole the worldly things will end. Maybe all these billions people will end in this planet, but still that your unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment not going to end. Why? Because it is happen in your mind. This is what you need to understand. But we always look reason from outside world and believing and trusting our surface level of thoughts. Don't trust it. That what you see, what you believe, what you feel may be not right. Don't believe it. Can you need the kind of like not to respond to your just surface level of thoughts, but observe and see it without responding? But mostly in day-to-day life, we have inner chattering. We more hold it to more believing to our own inner thoughts, which is not true. Just imagine you come to the point to attain to enlightenment. In that very moment, what happens? That what you believe in this very moment, as you believe it as right, that everything going to be changed. So that means what? In its conventional level, what we experience is not true. But we take decision on that kind of thoughts. So that's why sometimes the truth what you find, maybe for another person is not like that. The happiness that what you mean, maybe it is different for another person. That what you mean by right, maybe it is different for another person. It is completely wrong thing for another person. That what you believe as positive, maybe for another person, it is completely negative something. What you believe as joy, maybe for another person, it is a miserable things. What you feel kind of like a completion, maybe for another person, it is something completely different. Why? Because we depend on our personal experience. But there is a way that what you be, there is a way, the truth, happiness, and the right, or the positive, or the joy, or the completion, this everything going to be exactly 100% right and perfect. And that perfection is for you or for another person the same. That is the power of truth. So that is where we keep going. So the truth is beyond your thoughts. That is what you have to understand. Truth is beyond our thoughts. But still, that we live with the thoughts, then how we can get out of it? So you no need to get out of it. You no need to resist or deal with it or fight with it. I will give a simile. Just imagine you want to make a cake. So you need the flour, the powder, or raw eggs, and the butter, and maybe yeast, or I don't know, they are icing. So like that things people put. So the just raw level of powder, if you try to eat, what will happen? You feel more miserable. disappointed. And for some people, raw level of eggs, they cannot eat it. They cannot smell. That's a bad smell for some. And the butter, you cannot just eat the raw butter like that. You need something. And icing. So if you just eat the icing, it's not going to bring you the real taste. So, but imagine once it become a cake, you put these all the ingredients, you will never find the butter anymore. You will never find the raw egg anymore. You will never find the powder, the flour anymore. You will never find the icing itself anymore. But it synchronized, and it start, once this everything come together, it start to bring the cake. So tasty, so good. That what you enjoy in that moment, just eating cake, you will never get the taste out of that raw level of material. But if you hold it to that raw level of material, what will happen? You cannot get the cake out of it. So then you put this everything and you allow it to transform to something. So the same thing with you also. If you hold it to you in this very moment, that as the self-identity that you hold, your experience, your education, your understanding, your feelings, your emotions, the head to toes, your form, feeling, perfection, that volition, recognition, this everything. So if you hold it to that itself, it's going to build up the same person like you for tomorrow. But if you allow it to transform, all this raw level of ingredients will bring a different kind of person. So the enlightenment also like that. It is not the completely different level, but it is not going to be the same. So these things going to transform to something. So then we have to understand that what we experience in this very moment is not the highest level of experience. So then why it not 100% level of experience? Why that raw level of perception not enough? Why raw level of form, feeling, perception, volition, or the recognition not enough for us to transform? Because it depends on the habitual patterns. And there is a word called psycho-cybernetic. So we living in a kind of like a cybernetic world. So cybernetic is kind of like this: what you believe dominate your life. What you believe dictate your consciousness. Your believing come out of your thoughts, and then later what happens, that what you believe paralyzed you, not allow you to go beyond your thoughts. We living that kind of, so then it's like our own thoughts, we build up a prison and we trap in our own thoughts. So then why you blaming or fighting or resist with something else or somebody else? Why then you cannot find the freedom? Why you cannot release this? Because you don't practice yourself to be free. Do you need the practice to become free? Of course. Like in, why? Because this body depend on the pattern, methods, habits. So what are the habits mean? Whatever we keep doing, repeating again and again and again and again, build up this life. So then we have to reverse the pattern. You have to develop a freedom to, you have to develop a method to be free yourself inside your mind. So that's why we come to practice meditation. So when it comes to meditation, you come to a point and you settle down physically, so that physical environment build up a certain kind of habits to yourself to detach from all the bodily action. And repeating all whatever that you keep doing. And then in that very moment, your whole nerve system start to react in a very new way. It's a brand new moment. Why? Because it's come out of the habitual and repetition, and now you just sitting. Because the body has a nature to move always, do something, touch something, feel something, go and interfere with something. So now you come to the point, settle down. So before we go to mental practice and practice yourself that physically, how you can just be with your posture. And you will see, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There are kind of like a war going to happen inside you. The ideas come, thoughts come, oh, this is enough, get out of this and do that, that. So like that, what is that? From where it comes? Why you have to get out and start to do things? What will happen if you don't do it? And what will happen if you keep doing? You're not going to gain anything like that. The same thing you maintain your life. So when it comes to practice, you have to look into that whatever the mind bringing to you, offering to you. Because we accept it in a very first level without even seeing. That's why we keep going. So you come to a point. So whatever the mind brings and offer to you, you don't accept it. And at the same time, you're not going to resist it, deny it. You just let it be there. But you take a conscious decision to be just sitting. Another thing is, once it comes to that, you tune to the present moment, following your inhalation, exhalation. So that once you're able to get into the present moment, in that very moment, you come to a very brand new way to understand things. Because our whole day, understanding means we know things by thoughts. But now this is the moment we're going to experience something with the direct perception. No thoughts in the middle. So once you get out of the thoughts, what happens? Your entire nerve system will come to a point to experience something very brand new. That is the power of present moment. And but still that it's also depend on feelings. So, but if something depend on feelings, it is very limited. And so the tranquility meditation means you tune to the feelings. You exactly, without thoughts, you get into the feelings directly and clearly. You see the feelings. So the feelings is important because the feelings means it is the very first level of information you gain through your whole body. That is the beginning of your mind, your feelings. But still, there is something deeply you can go, even when you don't react to the feelings, and just see it. And that power will bring certain kind of wisdom. What is that? That you are able to see beyond the feelings. This is what we don't have in ordinary life. In conventional life, as ordinary human beings, we don't go beyond feelings. To go beyond feelings, you have to have a very powerful mind, sharp, clear mind. So in the very first level, why we cannot go beyond the feelings? Because we respond to feelings. So then moment by moment, we responding to feelings, entangling, and then we cannot go beyond it. If you just respond to feelings, how you can go beyond it? Because you already caught up on the process. So once you don't react and learn to see it, and you develop a method, the feelings will keep changing moment by moment, and according to the environment or the necessary cause and conditions. And your awareness going to be sharp and clear, and you able to see the process. So now you are in a point, your awareness become more stronger. Why? Because you not anymore not react to feelings. So that is the tranquility state. And no thoughts related to past or the future. Moment by moment, whatever the feelings happen, you recognize. And you recognize, you don't react to it. In a certain level, you start your awareness become more stronger and start to levitate and go beyond the surface level of feelings. And then you can see the process happening with each and every feelings. That is what called analytical meditation or the vipassana. So when you're able to see it, anymore, you're not going to go with the feelings, or you're not going to just recognize the feelings. And why now you go beyond the feelings. And that is where you recognize each and every moment change. And once you be with the change, and you able to understand the experiencer, the subject, not just the object. The subject is important. As I mentioned in the beginning, this all depend on our own mind, our awareness. So that is the epicenter of this whole experience. And now you are recognizing that the perception change, and you don't react to it, and you see the process. And according to that process, deeply, the awareness or the consciousness also change. And what you mean by consciousness also, the deeper foundation or the blueprint or the roots related to the perception. And then you come to understand. Then you develop a wisdom. Then you come to a point to see the perception and the perceiver, the experience and experiencer, an object and subject, the both change. And once you come to that level, you have power to change the game. That's what you need. And then anymore, whatever come to your mind, you're not stuck with it. Why? Because now you see the process, you know the process. Anymore, you're not going to hold it to it. Why? You know what is beyond it. That is the knowledge you need. When you come to that knowledge, what happening? That what you see as truth, it's going to be right. It's going to be positive, and it's going to be joyful, and it's going to be complete, and it's going to be happy. And what you feel as happiness, it's going to be truthful. It's going to be right, positive, joy, complete. And what you feel as completion, bring the joy, positivity, and it's going to be right and happy, and it's going to be exactly true. And then it is just not only for you. Each and every person come to that level of experience that all going to feel the same thing, same experience, same joy. And that is where you come to a point to understand the right. And that is where you're going to understand it is the real truth. Why? Because that it is truth for me and it is truth for you also. But in conventional level, it is not like that. What is truth for me is not good, not truth for you. Or what is good for me may be not good for you. But in the deeper level of that analytical experience, that what is truth for me or going to be truth for you also. See, now you can understand the conventional level of life and the eternal level of experience and the life going to be totally different. So that experience is possible for you, but there is a deeper hindrance. It's hiding inside us. That is one of the major key. So what you believe is not true. That's deeply, not on the surface level of, okay, I can forget it, okay, I will let go. No, it's that. Because you became from that believing. You sitting here and you watching this with that believing holding, that is your foundation. That is your seat. That is where your roots go. You don't see. That believing is not true. So if you hold it to that believing, you will never going to experience that, the real truth. Why? And how I can say that? Because once you experience that truth, you're not going to watch this anymore. You're not going to experience this anymore. And it's going to be totally different. So this is the part of the process. So then you have to come to a point. Can you prove to yourself? Can you get out of your own belief? And can you come to a point without believing, without resisting, without holding to anything, without grasping anything, without denying anything, can you just see something? See what is happening even within your own body, just the feelings, sensation. Can you see it without putting thoughts or emotions into it? Without emotion relationships, can you see that whatever the feelings happening in you, sensation happening in you? Why you cannot do that? Because you hold it to believing. That's why. So that believing system is create everything. So that's why the faith or the conviction is the major important part in this spiritual practice. But for your liberation, for your salvation, for your freedom, the very first level you have to get out of, you have to be free from your own conviction. You have to be free from your own believing. That is the hardest part. We can give up everything in this material world, but deeply what we believe, mostly with regarding spirituality, to be free from that is very difficult. It is the major hindrance. That is where we'll build up the self-centered view. It is the self-centered view never came out of the material world. This material, everything came out of that our spiritual fundamental believing we hold, and we develop the self out of it, and after that all the material things came to the world. So then you have to see, your believing means not the material things. Your believing came out of the spiritual practice. Then you are looking for liberation or the salvation or the freedom. But you have to look that your believing is so older than that your physical body, but still it didn't allow you to be free. Then you have opportunity to challenge it, argue with it, because you hold it to that your spiritual believing to be free. Finally, it creates this everything, all this junkyard in this world, with this material world. And day by day, look what will happen. New things come. To fulfill, find the freedom, bring the happiness, the joy, satisfaction, but all this consumer product, and try to nourish our freedom. But finally, what happened? It creates a prison. And not only just the one life, the whole world, even the, that everything. So then you have to look into you. If it is not capable to bring the freedom, why you hold it to it? Can you just look into something? Can you just have an idea? With the very clear, free mind. You don't need to look outside things, just even your own inhalation, exhalation. So just look into that and see what is happening with it. And just try to recognize it. You don't need big dharma for that. You don't need big lessons for that. But you believe you want it. That is the wrong thing. That is the wrong idea. You believe that you need something that to find your liberation. That is what comes out of your practice. You don't need anything. But to get into that understanding, that you have to come to the practice. So this practice not to bound to you, not to make you a kind of like a follower or listener or devotee. No, this moment it is a totally, you are free. You just need, only you be aware with your own sensation. But there is a part in you also, you have certain responsibility, and give that total freedom to your mind. It is okay what you believe, what you follow, what you listen, and what you trust. It's okay. Keep it. After this few minutes, you can get into that. It's not going to go away. And it never going to hate you. Just let it be there a little bit. Maybe it also needs some rest, space. So just let it be there. But this moment, take it as a very quality, fresh, brand new moment to see just by yourself, with your own mind, with the the thrust that you develop in you, you are capable to do this. That's what you need. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and bring your attention to your body, please. And observe head to toes yourself and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Do nothing extra. Just recognize it. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Supreme Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also, may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamnihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Anudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamuncatu. Yes.